France was the first ally of the new United States in 1778. The 1778 treaty and military support proved decisive in the American victory over Britain in the American Revolutionary War. France fared poorly, with few gains and heavy debts, which were contributing causes of France's own revolution and eventual transition to a republic. The relationship had always been important for both nations. It has been peaceful except for the quasi-war in 1798 to 1799 and fighting against Vichy France in 1942 to 1944 during World War II. During the American Civil War, France intervened militarily in Mexico. When the United States had defeated the Confederate States of America, it sent a large army to the Mexican border and forced the French to withdraw. In the 21st century, differences over the Iraq War led each country to have lowered favorability ratings of the other. However, relations improved over the decade after the beginning of the war, with American favorable ratings of France reaching a historic high of 87% in 2016. Gallup concluded, after diplomatic differences in 2003 soured relations between the two countries, France and the US have found a common interest in combating international terrorism, and the mission has become personal for both countries. However, relations deteriorated in an unprecedented manner in September 2021 due to fallout from the UK-US agreement between the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia. Philippe Etienne, the French ambassador, was recalled as a result of the fallout. No French ambassador to the United States has ever previously been recalled. The French Foreign Ministry cited as reasons the duplicity, disdain and lies of Australia and the United States. French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian calling the deal a stab in the back. 40% no religion, 5% Islam, 4% other, 26% no religion, 5% other, 2% Judaism, 1% Islam, 1% Hinduism, 1% Buddhism. As long as Great Britain and France remained at peace in Europe, and as long as the precarious balance in the American interior survived, British and French colonies coexisted without serious difficulty. Thanks to the so-called family pacts of the Bourbon monarchs who reigned in France, Spain, Italy, and various American territories including the extensive province of French Louisiana then administered by King Charles III, the first could be managed. However, beginning in earnest following the Glorious Revolution in England, the simmering dynastic, religious and factional rivalries between the Protestant British and Catholic French in both Europe and the Americas triggered four French and Indian wars, fought largely on American soil. Great Britain finally removed the French from continental North America in 1763 following French defeat in the 7 Years' War. Within a decade, the British colonies were in open revolt. France, coordinated by Louis de Gonzaga via Mezaga, Le Conciliator, retaliated by secretly supplying the independence movement with troops and war materials. After Congress declared independence in July 1776, its agents in Paris recruited officers for the Continental Army, notably the Marquis de Lafayette, who served with distinction as a major general. Despite a lingering distrust of France, the agents also requested a formal alliance. After readying their fleet and being impressed by the U.S. victory at the Battle of Saratoga in October 1777, the French on February 6, 1778, concluded treaties of commerce and alliance that bound them to fight Britain until independence of the United States was assured. The military alliance began poorly. French Admiral d'Estaing sailed to North America with a fleet in 1778 and began a joint effort with American General John Sullivan to capture a British outpost at Newport, Rhode Island. D'Estaing broke off the operation to confront a British fleet, and then, despite pleas from Sullivan and Lafayette, sailed away to Boston for repairs. Without naval support, the plan collapsed, and American forces under Sullivan had to conduct a fighting retreat alone. American outrage was widespread, and several French sailors were killed in anti-French riots. D'Estaing's actions in a disastrous siege at Savannah, Georgia further undermined Franco-American relations. The alliance improved with the arrival in the United States in 1780 of the Comte de Rochambeau, who maintained a good working relationship with General Washington. French naval actions at the Battle of the Chesapeake made possible the decisive Franco-American victory at the Siege of Yorktown in October 1781, effectively ending the war as far as the Americans were concerned. The French went on fighting, losing a naval battle to Britain in 1782. The reliance of the nascent United States on Catholic France for military, financial and diplomatic aid led to a sharp drop in anti-Catholic rhetoric. Indeed, the king replaced the Pope as the perceived common enemy. Anti-Catholicism remained strong among loyalists, some of whom went to Canada after Th.